versus Force. Can we please welcome Stuart Goodwin?
There is energy in our thoughts and words. They have power. They have force. This was brought into focus for me recently when I ran a workshop for young theatre makers. These 18 to 25-year-olds balked at my request that they remove their socks and shoes so that we could begin work. I hate my feet! Yeah, they're horrible. I can't stand them. I can't stand my feet. Why? They're disgusting. How can feet be disgusting? They are what keeps us balanced. They are what propels us. They are what shoes were made for. Just let your feet be and let them do what they are supposed to do. Competition chair, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. In the book, Power versus Force, Dr. David Hawkins gives us a fascinating insight into the vibrational quality of our thoughts and words, and the measurable effect that that has on our body. Positivity and truth strengthens the muscles. Negativity and untruth weakens us. In the book, there's an illustration which we now have pinned to the wall. There are 4 columns. In the first column, there is state of mind. In the second column, the level of vibration. In the third column, the emotional response. And in the final column, the view of life, the life view. Halfway down this list, there is a line drawn right across the page. First above the line is the state of mind, which is courage. It has a vibrational level of 200. Now, please, don't ask me to explain how that is calibrated. It'll take longer than 7 minutes, and I must confess, I do not understand it. Let us just agree, for the purposes of this, that 200 is the baseline for positivity. So, courage. This provokes a feeling of affirmation, which leads to a life view that is feasible. I don't know about you, but I was expecting rather more from courage. My life is feasible! It's not transformative, but it's not a bad start. We have to go a little further up the list to get to willingness, which vibrates at 310. And that provokes an optimistic feeling and an outlook that is hopeful. And so on, up through acceptance, reason, love, joy, and peace. And at the very top of this tree, vibrating at over 1,000, is enlightenment, with a life view that simply is. Everything above the line has power. The power to just let us be. Conversely, everything below the line has force. Either it is pushing us forward to some future anxiety, or it is dragging us back to some past regret. It simply will not let us be in the moment. So first, below the line, for instance, is pride. Now that provokes scorn and a life view that is demanding. Desire begets craving. begets disappointment, and so on, down through anger, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, and finally, barely registering at 20, is shame. And that is described as being in a state of near death, where the mind harangues your body to simply give in. And that is where disease, dis-ease, comes into play. Our thoughts and words literally can make us sick. So, my wife, over the past few months, has been pointing at this list in an attempt to up the vibration when our family discourse becomes negative. I say something like, I can't deny if I'm angry, and then I proceed to spread my misery, my fear, and my anxiety around the room. So, just on the spur of the moment, in that workshop, I decided to do a little experiment with no expectation of the result, no pre-planning, but I insisted to those young theatre makers that they speak and vibrate above the line. I love my feet. I made them say it over and over and over again until the smiles start appearing and the energy in the room lifted. If you can't say I love, then at least say I have the courage to affirm the value of my feet in making my life feasible. Making my life feasible. The feedback I got from the students overwhelmingly through the 2-day workshop of everything we covered was that they were delighted that they could finally say, I love my feet. And that they could then move on to the next thing that was challenging them and learn to love that too. Because love is more powerful than hate, acceptance liberates us, and courage empowers us to simply be. And when you can be, you can do. Be and do and dooby-dooby-doo. I love my feet. Thank you.